Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena. Today we are going to be continuing this totally normal event. Actually, as far as events go, it does feel kind of totally normal. I already did the first half of this quite a bit last night. I really wanted to get through this one. We did all the decks in the bottom. I would say Silroda is fine if you can get the ramp. Valky's kind of solid. Urza feels very fiddly. Kayla's also kind of fiddly. So sorry for the couple, but I'm not exactly a power couple here. Stick fingers is kind of fine. Also kind. It feels fiddly, but in reality, you could kind of get there with typical gameplay. But now we're gonna go over the decks we see quite a lot. I've seen a bit of Ashnod, I've seen a bit of Gix. Gix seems to be one of the more consistent ones. We'll go through this one first, and there is a reason why this one is a bit more consistent. I'll show it to you right away. 40 copies of Shadowborn Apostle. So this is pretty much a demon shooter deck. You're using Gix to refuel and get even more. There are a few interesting cards that keep the way clear afterwards. Pretty much Gix's command, invoke despair, some removal. Actually, as far as removal goes, yeah, there is a lot of removal that hits some smaller creatures. So like Archfiend is kind of fine. So that's actually what we're looking at. So this is well, definitely quite consistent for a mono black deck. So we'll go with this one first and see how this one pans out. Then we'll try all the other decks and go along there. No, interesting that they gave us the issue view. So definitely keeping this one. I would I would hope to draw into another one of these, so we could get the 1, 2, 3 slam. Opponent is playing Urza, so we know that the deck is generally really slow with one actual board wipe. Village Rights to draw 2 cards would be fine, but I think I would rather just go for the double Shadowborn Apostle. And turn 3 Gix, though our opponent does have access to counter spells. Though our opponent's going for Urza Protector instead, so we're gonna give up 1 Apostle to draw 2 cards. It is a May also, so but we're probably not gonna win if we keep drawing lands, so Village Rights call is a possibility. Opponent's just gonna be drawing, discarding. Also, you can see a lot of these decks would improve significantly, especially with the Surveil lands as an option. Restless Lands does give it an additional man land option, though in a format like Historic, it doesn't quite trump the AFR lands, because at least those have a chance of entering the battlefield untapped. Opponent ditching? Okay. Hige Iron boti hige medium ba? Siguro. Opponent going for the March of Otherworldly Light and giving up 3 cards to make it happen. Of course, we're getting it back. They do get a bit of a discount, but how many cards they gave up? Well, they gave up 1 card in one night. Okay, that's fine. So I'm thinking of going Village Rights. Sack one of these first, draw 2 cards, see if we can hit 2 more apart, and we do. And the thing is, we can actually do Call of the Deep Dweller and Shooter for a demon if we have to. Only going for Metallurgic Summonings. can likewise also just Doom Blade this now. There is an argument for Invoke Despair. Take out the creature, take out the enchantment, but we're gonna kind of go a bit greedy here. Let's get these two apostles back. Attack first. And let's double check this is not sorcery speed. No, but it does require mana, so there is actually a window where we could lose all this effort. If our opponent goes for... Nope, opponent's gonna opt. So probably looking to tutor for another... Looking for another land, probably gonna replay Urza. Okay, not gonna replay Urza. So I could replay Gix, go for the swing. I'm probably also gonna just do Invoke Despair again. See if our opponent has the counter spell. They do. Okay. So we might have misplayed that one. So we actually have only 5 choices here. I guess we could have waited for that. Until you exile a non-land card. I kind of want the non-land card, so we'll go for Bells and Lock here. Okay, Tabarax. So this is where we see if our... Now the other thing about this deck is that it has a way of generating lots of tokens, but not many actual creatures. So it's really up to their spells to make it work. Yeah, I did see the mistake I made. I could have waited the land and just grabbed the 4/5 instead with Unearth. Wipe the board that way. Only going for Augur Bolas. Looking for an answer. They whiffed, which is always good to see. Tolerant, but so this is where they start generating flyers, thankfully. So whenever another put a +1/+1, if that's a cleric, you may draw if you do lose. I probably just will play. Actually, we'll play Gix first. Draw. Hit our opponent. Draw a card. And this is instant, so I could just do it now. I could just wait also. Because now our opponent's about to start flooding the sky with drakes. Yeah, the 5/5 is going to be interesting here. So I'm probably going to take the few hits from the ground. Also, our opponent is going to get the Scry Tree because they definitely want to set up their next turn. But yeah, you notice that after the first Urza, they never really got the opportunity to set up and play Urza again. Let's see if they have the big counter spell. We'll swing first, draw, and we'll just swing with Bells and Lock. I don't there are a few spells that they have, but I don't think any of them are hard removal. No, they might. I think they might have the. Okay, they did not. They might have the split card spell. Okay, just hit another land. Definitely want to gum this up because I need to start gumming up the bottom. Now this will feel really bad if our opponent had a board wipe all along, and this deck has one board wipe. Okay, Mending, redraw. Okay. Opponent will be able to eventually mass block this one, so we're kind of trying to hopefully hit another six, another three Shadowborn Apostles. That's kind of unlikely though. I might just give up even Lord Belzenlock at this point, which is fine. Wiping the... So it does become a problem afterwards if we can't remove Talrand. Yeah, this is the part where our opponent's deck does start get going. They actually gave up the Mightstone and Weakstone. So they're not melding, guys. Haughty Jin to have a flyer that can block. Okay. They'll probably flash this in again. And they can also see the sequence where we block these just to give this one... Because this is also card draw, actually. Whenever another... Put the +1/+1 if that creature's a cleric. Now this does seem a bit weird, but this is not one or more if I'm not... Yeah, that's 3 triggers. We really need to refill our hand. Apostle. Apostle. Land. Okay, so not quite the... Into another Apostle. But our opponent can probably see where we're trying to get at this point. So we probably will be holding onto Taborax for a while. We will swing at Belzenlock, try to pare down their board. This does have trample, so we will still get 1 token if this is just the block that they're going for. No, not... We'll get 1 card. No, 2 cards actually. So... I'm gonna wait for them to cast this one, because I know they will. Sure, we're kind of giving up equity here, but I kind of want to make sure the path is clear, because this might be another counter spell of sorts. Okay, just get rid of that one. And besides, our opponent would have done it in response anyway. I just want to make sure they didn't have anything else. So, kind of now need to grow this one even more, and this just has flying, no life link, which would have been really nice. So what are the things we're trying to hope to hit? I would say Gix's command would be a really good hit here, and we can take out this one, and actually you could take out your entire board. I would love to see what else our opponent... Okay, so opponent's gonna try to cast spells off the top. So I guess I can kind of threaten our... I could wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait 1 turn. Because our opponent now knows that we're willing to just chuck everything to draw into more cards. Also note that our opponent could just spend... Oh yeah, they have a way of actually getting back the Mightstone and Weakstone. So what are they returning? Counterspell would be annoying. But they probably will get that one because... Oh no, they're going for March. They're 1 mana shy of tap for nuking Taborax without exiling a white card. And they went with that instead. So knowing that I'm about to lose Taborax, I probably will swing with Taborax here. I guess I can also swing. No, there's no point. Wait, hold on. If I start drawing lands, I'm gonna start using Gix's other ability. Yeah, this one is basically just clear the board of flyers. Opponent will then get a sorcery, probably Servo Exhibition. I can also see the argument for just attacking with everyone, draw all them cards, then well, opponent's just going for hard evidence. Servo Exhibition, I guess they wanted the token. Shark Typhoon, generate sharks, sure. I would have gotten Servo, though I guess it's fine. Well, we did get the 6th one, so we'll go for that. Now it's not perfect. It will still get blocked. But we definitely have to go for this one. Opponent actually not giving this one up, which makes sense. It will be able to swing back. And so opponent is they'll try to. I guess what they will do is they will cast this one and get a copy of it. And it's doable. It's 8 mana. Yeah, we're actually having quite a bit of a long game here. I might have been a bit over. Yeah, we allowed our opponent to get their engine running through. If we probably made the mistake of not going for. We definitely made the mistake of not going for Invoke Despair right away. Being able, that would have also taken it out. Yeah, now we have to sandbag, but I don't think we have a defense for this. Yeah, that's game. So Gix is generally good, but it's not unbeatable. If you make play mistakes, you will lose on this one. I probably would want to try playing Gix again, but we'll see. But we have other decks to try. Let's try the other mono black deck. That one actually felt even more fiddly. Nope, sorry. Okay, I guess we're trying Gix again. Sorry, I did not mean to do that twice in a row. So 1, 2, missing a third land to. Yeah, no, having a very small air quotes demon board is. I get like what are the other ones that we would definitely add to this one? Because a lot of things have changed since then. Gristlebrand is definitely an ad. I guess I will mulligan this. This one is. So turn 1 into turn 2. Hopefully we hit another one. So we can get the powerful 1, 2, 3 start. Opponent does get to go first, so they could probably Valky the other Shadowborn Apostle. Oh, they're not Valkying this time. So we might as well do this now to deny our opponent, because if they go for Valky and try to look at our hand, they'll probably get nothing out of it. There's the argument of waiting just to do the Tibalt half. Flame Skull can't block. So we'll just draw 2 cards for now. Well, drawing all these lands is not helping us though. And also expecting some removal for gigs. Thundering Rebuke. We could just call it the Death Dweller, but I guess we'll take action. We'll just return it back for now. It's still not expensive yet. Opponent goes Changeling Outcast. Stroke of Luck. Look at the top 4 cards. Hello? 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 Yes, yes. Hello. Sige, I'll be there around 5. No, sorry. I'll be leaving at 5, sorry. So I'll be there early enough. Okay. Huh? I'll have to ask my mom to check. Sige, sige.
I am dead. Let your fury instill fear.
Okay. Sige, sige. Okay, sige. Okay. Okay. Bye. Okay. So I guess let's get rid of Zariel right away. We are losing quite a bit of life though, but so most likely next turn is just Shadowborn, Shooter, Dreadfast Demon, Shadowborn. I probably would not be playing Gix anymore. Cardur, Doomscourge. So yeah, we do this 1, 2. We'll still have 3 mana left. So sack all the ones that have to attack. Oh. I could do Archinosaurus just to kill that one again. Yeah, we'll skip Bells and Lock this time. Does our opponent have removal? I'm gonna hold up the Deadly Dispute because this only converts 1 anyway, and these can't attack. No haste. Fatal Push. So we'll let that resolve and just show the other one. Now, yeah, the mana value we copied. Opponent's actually drawing cards now. They're trying to hit their 7th land to go for Tybalt. So next turn we will do Call of the Dead. Well, this can't block anyway. I'm gonna block here though because I cannot afford to. Magma Jet, sure, that's fine. Because I'm trying to avoid another risky play. That said, we probably could have won right then and there. So we'll play this one. We can only return 2 creatures here, so that's these 2. And skip 1 to each. Sacrifice the one without any counters on it. Opponent going to cast down. Will Deadly Dispute in response. So we even got dragged to the Underworld, so that's instant speed, so we'll hold on to it. So opponent's holding that. So we'll just do this now. So until the end of your next turn, so we are kind of giving them cards. This one can't block anyway, but yeah, it's over. Kind of over. They might have removal. No, they don't. Okay. So yeah, that's the redemption of Gix. You just have to choose the right ones. I just don't choose spells unlock. I probably would have I would have been better choosing any of the other ones. Villis, yeah, Villis would have been fine. We were paying life. We did pay enough life that we would have gotten more cards. That would have been a thing. Anyway, back to speaking of demon. So we'll do the other mono black deck. So that's Ashnod. So as we learned from Ragavan before, being able to play your commander turn 1 means a lot of things. Now you just need to have a turn 2 creature play. There are quite a lot of them. The best one is generally reassembling Skeleton because it keeps coming back. But there are other options as well. There are a lot of creatures that you don't mind sacrificing. And there are lots of artifacts that you can power out with this one. So, but this depends on what you have on your deck. You want to make sure you have a plan. So, play sequence for Ashnod is look at your deck, see what the plan is, then go at it from there. So, Persistent Specimen is also a good alt for this one. This is more expensive, but it's probably fine. I could probably get a turn 3 Icy Manipulator this way. Not Draugur's Helm also is a way to. We can also get a Draugur's Helm this way. I'll give this one a try. Again, opponent rocking the Valky. I might actually. Okay, we hit the Shambling Gas also, so I'm actually tempted to play this one first because if our opponent actually wises up and goes for Valky, takes this one. But okay, we'll do Ashnod first, but I'll show you. Sometimes the correct play is to play the Valky half and not just go Tibalt. Oh no, they just went Vengeful Strangler. Okay. Well, can't block anyway. So next turn we can go turn 3 Icy Manipulator or buy this back and get another one. The thing is that we kind of want to set up for this one. Like we can pay the one for the Draugur's Helm, we can pay the additional, the 2. We just need black mana at this point. Opponent has removal. If it gets nuts as a treasure token, I'd be fine with it actually. We will take the 2. No point. Opponent goes light up the stage. Hits 2 lands, so not really ideal considering. But they probably still have other plays on hand. They're going for Valky this time. But this time they whiffed the timing. No creature cards to take. In fact, what I can probably do now is return this tap, but this time we sacrifice the Shambling. Actually, while Valky's on the battlefield, it's kind of stranded. It actually wants to trade for our Ashnod. And I'm actually fine with it. So next turn we get to Persistent Specimen this guy back. I can also, I could see going for the Draugur's Helm at this point. Let's see where. Opponent probably would start holding this back now that the Tibalt half is 9 mana. Doom Scourge. can do Liliana's Mastery. Okay, actually I will. Wait, we don't have enough mana to do that, sorry. I'm... Now the interesting thing here is if our opponent does go to block this one, I can take out their Vengeful Strangler, and they will have nothing to enchant this on, so it kind of strands it. We'll be taking 4 damage as a result, but it's fine. No, yeah, opponent sees it, they're not going to go for it. So we're actually going to just keep tapping this one down. Next turn we can do... Next turn I probably just do Draugur's Helm. Opponent's kind of stuck at 4 mana. Blade Juggler... Okay, fine, draw a card. Neato. There's an underhanded design. Whenever an artifact, you may pay 1, each opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. So I definitely want to set this up with this, so like I want to play this one first. I can see an argument for playing this. This one is cheaper, like I paid this one, I pay 3. Basically, I'm trying to take this one and avoid having it land on one of my creatures. I could also just I could also just make a treasure token instead. That would be fine too. So now I need to decide. I probably want to hold these up, because I still want to hold up Icy Manipulator. We'll probably be tapping this one this time. I do want to trade. Let's see if our opponent actually has... Okay. Yeah, I am offering to trade. In fact, I could probably double block, but I'll just do a single block. Okay, just trade. Sure. Opponent could actually sacrifice a creature to get this one going and do it over here instead. No, they're just going to go changing Outcast. Into Zariel. So we're going to be seeing Zariel quite a bit. I guess this is a good time to meet your Golem. Yeah, this is a very good time to meet your Golem. If opponent's not blocking, that's fine. So I'll probably have to decide. I'll decide later. But I definitely want to start attacking with Ashnod again. I also probably want to do underhanded designs as well. Opponent now at 6 mana. They need 3 more. Yeah, I'll take. Opponent really should be using the hostile at this point. But they're not. So we'll play underhanded designs first. Then play Draugur's Helm. So that leaves us up with 2 mana, not that much. Hmm. 7 mana, so they need 2 more. They definitely need to start playing other things. No, they're conceding. Looks like they. Whew, okay, that's interesting. I was an advocate for early Valky, but but in this case it did not pan out. I wouldn't, only because it whiffed. Also, our opponent did get stuck on mana for quite a while. Our opponent was actually quite close to hitting. Was close to hitting Tibalt mana. So there's one more monocolored deck, and this one is from Adventures of Forgotten Realms. If you don't remember Zalto, so whenever Zalto's dealt damage, you venture into the dungeon. This is something I would expect to see in the Zilrota deck. But otherwise, this is just plain mono retro and true. I would probably just use Ragavan this time. There are probably several cards that take advantage of this. I think, yeah, Reckless Rage is one of them. Let's see, where's that Raptor? Marauding Raptor is also another one. So you want to find ways of dealing damage to this one. So there are a lot of cards that split the damage. And want to be careful with Torban, you might accidentally kill the giant. Let's see how good venturing the dungeon is. Does it still keep up with the other decks? My first thought is probably not. Like, venturing to the dungeon is what we call a it's very dirty in terms of card advantage. Like, it makes blood tokens and clue tokens they were so much better to begin with. Let's see. We can foretell on turn 2. We have some early removal. I'll keep this. Opponent's actually playing Galazet Prismari. We'll probably be trying that deck out next. Yeah, so you have cards like. The problem is that it takes 5 mana to get here, so might not even get there right away. We definitely want stuff like Arcane Signets. Should have taken a look at the deck even more, see what our ramp was. I saw a lot of red, so not too sure on that department. Oral Chief of Compliance, aka Must Kill. You do not give the blue deck discounts. That said, if we don't hit another land, we probably will lose more normal means. Oh yeah, I used to like Geist Chandler before, except there was the caveat that okay. So yeah, this is where we start faltering. Try keeping a 2-land hand, aka doing a Jimmy Wong. Not a good idea. Only going Arcane Infusion, so it's shooting up even more. We'll be taking quite a bit of damage until we can. It's a bit of a Giants deck. There is a bit of a Giant team here. I probably, knowing it's blue-red, I'll probably play Needletooth Raptor first. I can also do Craven Hulk, but I can't block. This is a much better blocker. I can even say ping these two. Though I probably want to do is do Zalto next turn, then ping those two. Opponent's just discarding get treasure token. Might be kind of desperate for. Apparently, they're more desperate for mana than we are. And the reason I play this verse is because most of the removal here is, barring a Soulscar Mage, most of the removal here is going to be damage based. So let's see if our opponent has a counter spell. We'll just drop this. If they have a counter spell, it is what it is. Nope, they don't. I am gonna swing with this. It's kind of free damage at this point. Yeah, opponent now figured out why I played that one first. So we do have enough mana to say squash. The presence of Enraged Giant tells me that there should be quite a good number of artifacts here. Opponent does have enough mana to flashback Arcane Infusion. I probably would just cast Galas at Prismari at this point. Get the treasure token. Get the free cast. Opponent's trying to look for a way to remove Zaltro, but we will get a free venture. Yeah, it's not super ideal, but we'll take it for what it is. Opponent really needs to start getting on the board though, that's for sure. Do they have a way to deal damage to both? Blitz. Okay. And it's target creature and opponent control, so we're not getting domed accidentally. I would love to play this other one, but I probably would start playing these other giants first. And does get exiled. Beacon Bolt, yeah, just to get that out, we will. So definitely, what do we want here? We'll definitely lose Pandelver. I want to set up our next turn. Banefire is nice. I probably want to draw into more lands though because I want to cast Zaltro again. Okay, there's our more lands. Also note that our opponent did use up their... So this one, our opponent will need to drop another sorcery to get the Beacon Bolt again. I'll probably drop Craven Hulk or Doomscar Titan. Another mana, I'll probably just drop Zalto. Opponent goes for the Gallus at Prismari, into a treasure token. We have Ironcrag Feet, add 7 mana to, then we can drop this. I'll swing first. Let's see what happens. So opponent has 7 mana. But they did pitch a Magma Opus, which is a bit of a shame. But still. They could nuke Zalto again. So what I could probably do is Chandra's Pyrohelix, hitting Zalto, so we get to venture 1, then venture 1 again. Experimental Overload, trying to get back a spell. Increasing Vengeance, get copies. Okay, sure. So we'll probably have to squelch. So we'll probably end up squelching the 5/5. Opponent does get back Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. They also do get back a Magma Opus. I could also just nuke this one, but we probably want to nuke this one instead. We'll just nuke this one. Implemented Combustion deals 1 damage to target. I will have to sacrifice this though, so probably not do that. Let's just do this instead. kind of threatening lethal, so to speak. So if I might just go to the treasure. Now the nice thing is, oh, this is target player planeswalker. This one is any two targets, so I can definitely start flinging stuff at our opponent. I definitely want to go to Dark Pool as a result, but that one is any choice. Thankfully, this does not net our opponent's life. Our opponent does have not enough for Beacon Bolt. They probably, yeah, they have to discard it just to get enough cards to do this. Yeah, move to command zone, get another trigger. We'll give ourselves the 1/1 red goblin token because I suspect our opponent is gonna go after the enraged giant. We'll need that 1 damage later. Yeah, so Zalto actually worked. Only but because we had the great aggro start, our opponent barely did anything outside of them. Yeah, they had the Baral, they were counting on this. Beacon Bolt, that's expected. Okay, that means I definitely want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is now cost 9. Ooh, I probably want to save this so that I would have been able to draw. Opponent actually had to discard cards like Tempted by the Auric. Okay, now they're playing Witching Well. It's still free mana because of Galazeth. So we will get 8 next turn. And I know we have enough burn in the deck. Opponent now going for this one. They didn't have enough mana to flash this back. So if they can't remove this it's a problem. They kinda sorta can. So I definitely want to use this to draw a card, that's for sure. Opponent could use this to draw 2, discard 2, but super unlikely. Yeah, they're probably it's just deal 2 damage, make a treasure. That seems to be the legit modes that they have. They also don't know that we have the Pyro Helix. We're gonna fire it now. Spell Swindle. Yeah, 2 treasure tokens, not the worst. Ooh, Crystalline Golem. And we know we can trade. Our opponent could also just use this to destroy artifact. Let's see how they do it. +1/+1. They can destroy target artifact, deal damage. It will wipe the board. I'd go for it actually. So that was an argument for not playing the Crystalline Giant, play the Raptor Hatchling instead. So yeah, opponent can still draw 2 cards though, so that is an issue for us. Prophetic Prism draws a card, sure. So they will have a lot of mana. Now I really wish I did not bin that Banefire. That would have been so helpful. Maybe we can hit another burn spell along the way. We'll see. Opponent probably wants to cast Galaset first, because that will still give them 5 mana, even if it's for instants and sorceries. Okay, that is an instant sorcery. So I guess I kind of want to cycle through this, see if we can hit something. Oh, definitely hit something. Yeah, opponent's starting to catch up a bit. We do have enough mana to cast this. I really want to cast this, but okay, opponent's gonna draw cards, sure. Opponent also probably knows if they swing with the Serpentine, I'm just gonna trade it for the Raptor Hatchling. So they probably shouldn't swing. If they're gonna swing, it should be with Galazet. Yeah, really wants to make them treasures. I guess I have to cast this. Hold on, this one makes it cost 1 less. So 1, 2. Then this will cost 6. Okay, wait. Now that said, this is not exactly the best effect. Our opponent has a lot of lands they can sacrifice to this. Like if I swing it, this one just gets eaten, so we'll pass. Trying to see how to get through those last points of damage. Opponent has the Arcane Bombardment now, so it's going to be interesting. And they do have quite the removal suite here. So I have multiple choices. I could draw a card and hope to hit something. Or I probably would just play Zalto first. So I have one light window of opportunity. As long as our opponent hasn't been hitting spells yet, we should be fine. Our opponent could technically just cast this. Oh no, it needs a target, so they definitely have a target in hand. Yeah, we could end up losing this one because we took too long to get those last points of damage. So for us now, it's about maintaining our board presence so that we can activate Wanderer's Enclave and dig further. When it's skipping, oh, it's a death trigger. I can draw a card or I can just cast this. Doesn't really do much. Yeah, we'll... If a giant source would deal damage, it deals double damage to that permanent or player instead. Well, unfortunately, these are all gonna get blocked, so it doesn't really do much. I could just keep swinging at this one. Like, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. That probably which means I should not hit. Though if our opponent blocks with that, it will overkill it. It's player or permanent, so it actually answers that one if they've been reading. Actually, if our opponent blocks like this, I can because of the way how okay, so because of the way how damage distribution works, I have to decide if I want to take out this one and this one and leave this up, and I probably do, or take out this one and this. Yeah, I definitely want to take out the serpentine because it doubles it afterwards. Draw a card. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, the way damage doubling works is a bit interesting. You have to be familiar. You have to be familiar with how it stacks, sort of. But now we are kind of free to swing at the Ferocidons. Opponent probably just copies Sorn. Not exactly the biggest deal. It just gives me something more to block. Depths, return. Okay. Let's double check to its owner's hand. So gonna bounce a bunch of stuff to hand. Okay. Let's see what they bounce. Okay. Raptor is fine. Token is fine. They're probably gonna bounce this one next also, which is and they get Spell Swindle. They could have countered their own original and get a lot of treasure tokens, but they're not opting for that. So my other option now is I can go for Zalto. Each player loses 1 life. I will probably do that one because their opponent's down to 2. Or never mind. Or never mind. I could just draw the stomp and end it all. I was thinking of you probably want to start taking the complicated plays, but sometimes you just draw into it. I feel kind of bad for the. But then again, they did get really low. They were about to catch up, but yeah, green blue not the best at catching up if you're missing life. Anyway, that leaves us 3 more decks to try out. We'll do Gallus and Prismari next. It is very promising. There's a lots of instances in sorceries. We see all the sequences they want. You're aiming for Magna Opus. You're aiming for Ancient Arcane Bombardment, copying a lot of spells. You even have Expansion Expulsion for the classic way to win. Let's see how that one pans out. Okay, so turn 2 treasure token, turn 3 Lannery Storm. Start making treasure tokens, hope to hit with Gadrak soon. I guess that's a plan. We're getting the mirror match now, and considering how that first match went, I'm probably not excited for this one. We know there's a lot of removal there. Yeah, but we are still keeping this one. So we have the choice between the Arcane Infusion or the Lannery Storm. Or the expressive iteration, but I kind of want to save this for later. We can just do Arcane Infusion first. There's also the argument for pitching creative outbursts, get the token, drop Galazet right away. And then, oh, this is probably one of the best ways to trigger Zaltru. We'll just have to go Arcane Infusion first. Metallic Rebuke is actually going to be so important. So is Big Score, but we'll get the Metallic Rebuke first. So remember, one in hand, one in the library, exile one. Maybe that was a little bit too much. Oh well. So we definitely want to start making treasure tokens. But we also want to hold up mana for this, so we'll probably just play a land and pass. Raptor Hatchling. If they want to trade up their 1/1 for a 3/3, it happens in upkeep, so I still won't be able to attack. I'm actually fine with that. Definitely need the second blue mana. Oh, they're actually going for us instead. Okay. And the thing is, we can also just pitch this, then improvise. That's an alternate plan. That's good enough to tap for improvise. Yep, that's good enough to counter. We'll probably do experimental overload to buy some stuff back is nice. Galazet into... I kind of want to just do land restore, make a treasure token. Yeah, I think I just want to do... Yeah, do this first. Cast this. Make a treasure token. Now this is can't attack, but it can still block. So I might actually do so. Also, there's an argument that if our opponent drops this, I'm probably just going to bounce it, though we might not have the mana for it. Experimental Overload to get back Metallic Rebuke is a thing. Most likely, I might Experimental Overload get back Creative Outburst. Because that's 5 damage to any target. And this is my end step, so that's something to keep in mind. Landry's probably just going to contribute another one. Crystalline Giant. Like Goldspan Dragon, then to generate mana for this is also a decent option. Opponent just gonna fight with Fire Gadrak. Okay, so that's one less. So that actually lightens up the burden. Now let's see what this gets for strike. Okay, so not swinging with Captain anytime soon. Not unless we bounce it, but probably not worth. I'll probably just play Galazet Prismari first. Spell Satchel. Whenever you cast or copy, put a book counter. Mm. Remember when this was nerfed? And I'm actually surprised this one's still. No, this one was actually buffed. And remember, it's you have to actually start putting book counters on this. Opponent is yet to drop Zalto. They definitely want to drop one soon. I'm probably just gonna cast Stolen by Fate when that happens. It's gonna be Goldspan Dragon for the win at this rate. Yeah, they're gonna drop Zalto. They might even just this might just even be drop Zalto to draw a card. Now, if this gets reached, it becomes a problem. If it gets flying, it also becomes a problem. We would be forced to bounce that one instead. Oh, got flying. Okay, we're bouncing that. If they attack, then it's not a problem. We can just bounce something else, but we probably want to bounce this one. So our opponent's going to start delving into the dungeon, which is a thing. This is like 3, so x equals 5. 1, 2, 3. No, this is 3, so we're paying a total of 5. Now we can make 1 mana with this. And I probably will even swing with Lannery Storm at this point. So now we get our treasure tokens. When it's just gonna draw, that's fine. If our opponent just blocks with the hatchling, it's fine. If our opponent blocks with Zalto, I will sack a treasure. Yeah, I figured that would happen. So we can end the turn now. If our opponent goes to ping Zalto, oh no, they're just taking the tokens, that's fine too. No point blocking this one, that's quite a lot of damage. They might go for this instead. Next turn I definitely want to play Gallus. Let's start playing all these other cards. Opponent plays Anax instead. Into Crystalline Giant. So this is the case of are we fast enough up in the air? Death Touch. Okay, so not too bad. Opponent takes us for 10. I guess that's fine. 4, 5, 6. We can take them down to 8, take them down to 6. We need more damage. No, I could actually have cast Arcane Signet first, but we'll actually... Do I also want to... We'll actually swing first. I want to see how our opponent decides to block. Our opponent ideally blocks Captain Lannery Storm. If our opponent does not block Captain Land Respawn, we just sack all our treasures. In fact, we can kind of do it. We can kind of do it now. Try to use Arcane Infusion. Try to shoot her for something. So I guess I'm gonna do that. Let's sacrifice for blue. Sacrifice for red. Taps. Tap this one. Cast Arcane Infusion. Let's see what we hit. Opponent also gonna draw, sure. So we need to find a source of 8 damage. Inscription. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we can use this. Basically, we're buying time because our opponent will have to choose between making a haste creature. I could also just cast this, bounce the 2, then cast Experimental Overload. That's the other option. Yeah, because we want to buy it back. So we're just going to cast it without kicker. Return the 2 most dangerous creatures. Yep. All the treasure tokens good. So we definitely want to cast Inscription, grab Inscription again, and get ourselves a 5/5. There we go. So not too much in danger of dying, at least not right away. Because we know this is 5. They might be able to do 5 and Annex, but I don't think it gives trample. Like, I'm even willing to give up Galaza at this point because we have the damage on board already. And if they cast... Okay. So what is their next play after this? Yeah, that's no trick around Zalto. It's like if you can delay their one big board. That's what happened to in the previous match. Our opponent did not have the boards. Our opponent let us have that one big swing, and that's why they. Okay, they're just gonna draw a card. That's should be game. The Reckless Rage probably should have been. I think they did not want to give us another treasure token, but I would have gone for Goldspan. Implement of Combustion. No way to sacrifice it. And let's try not to be cute, but once again, it is Stomp for the win. And I'm pretty sure that was Dooms. I'm pretty sure that was the Doomscar Titan. It won't let me see what's in exile. Come on. Must have. I'm pretty sure it was a Doomscar time, but I don't just leave me hanging there. Anyway, so that I probably could have done this as a part 2, part 3, but that's really milking it. We got 2 more decks to go. So we went through these 4. That leaves us Hoffrey, Ghostforge, and Mishra claimed by Gix. We'll do Hoffrey first. This one's definitely an... Actually, I don't remember what Hoffrey does. This is a Spirits deck. Yeah. So it's mostly in Spirits, and whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you exile it and make a copy except it's Spirit. And when the Spirit leaves, you return the exile card to the owner's graveyard. So you kind of get it back and forth. Sort of. This is probably one of the not so easy decks to wrap your head around, but it is there. Let's see how this one pans out. Getting ourselves quite a lot of games over this one. So yeah, Command Tower probably. You definitely want to get a lot of early action here. Not so sure in the sequence though. I feel like we're missing a few key pieces here. Like sure, I can evoke this one just to make 2 1/1 white creature tokens, but you kind of want to do Anointed Procession first. I guess this is fine. Give us something early to do, then worry about the later game. I would prefer to draw into something in the middle. Let's give this a try. If not much else, it'll probably demonstrate what's so not so easy to wrap around here. Now I would like another white source so that I can Homestead Courage and play Bodyguard. Or we can just play Bodyguard. I guess our opponent figured let's just get it over with. Next turn we'll probably do Seasoned Pyromancer, pitch. I definitely will pitch Homestead Courage. I'm not so sure if I want to. What else I want to pitch? So Pilgrim. Okay, we actually need to play this first. This one, we need the basic planes. That said, our opponent is going to ramp up quite a lot, so... And this does have trample too, so this might be the worst matchup for us. I know we have removal. Yeah, so we're actually intentionally going to take a hit here. We'll probably take... We'll take a hit here, generate a few tokens next turn. Like I could evoke this for the 4 flyers. Opponent going for Goreclaw for the... Now what I could also do is... I can just do that instead. Definitely take this one because this is a huge mana discount. Yeah, gonna cycle the migration path instead of tutoring for lands. I probably would have tutored for the lands though. Reason I did not go after this one is because this one is immediate. This one will take a while, and by the time this one does hit, I probably would have lost already anyway. I guess I can still take the hit for now. Well, though there's an argument for just because it has trample, I can just Underworld Ragehound. 2-pack leader. Okay, one is going well here. This is enters the battlefield. It has evoke, so I actually want to play Ghost Forge first. Now there is a trick I can do here, which is attack with this one. Yeah, opponent's just gonna take it because technically they could have blocked it actually. This one actually has a mana activation. So opponent's gonna draw a card. I am gonna trade for the Werewolf Pack Leader. And I'll probably trade for this one. Like sure our opponent could escape it, not make it a 4-2. Yeah, we'll save some damage. I guess giving a trample is a thing. It will get some damage through. It does eat up their turns. Yeah, they opted not to do it. Yes, we'll do both. And being able to get tokens is such a big bonus. Anointed Possession is kind of what makes the deck work. Without it, I would be wary of doing this. Opponent probably is gonna be playing this one, or yeah, they're gonna just play Zilrota now. They need to have a big creature. So, but now I'm incentivized to actually evoke because this will net me 4 1/1 creature tokens, and because they're spirits, it'll be quite more. So alternately, I'm looking for things to pitch this Seasoned Pyromancer that will draw me cards, and though I can see the argument for just yeah, playing this pitch the. Though this is a bit of a non-bow in the sense that Hoffrey will exile it anyway, but it's a good way to get more of this. Yeah, opponent probably realizing they might be in trouble. Well, technically it's not over. I am also technically in trouble as well. And it's also interesting that only one of these has the exile card under it. You can't use it on both. It's a linked ability. That's kind of how it works. Yeah, Zilrota's. I think our opponent did not have that much interaction, so that would be what's up. Also, this creates bird tokens, not spirits, but when it dies, it does come back. So this becomes a spirit, and it will generate even more. Yeah, the evoke is so nuts here. I'm just waiting to see what happens. Like, where's our opponent? Hopefully it's not me who disconnected. That would be embarrassing. Yeah, it looks like our opponent is gone. I'm gonna double check our connection. I'm gonna try opening something else. No, my connection is fine. Yeah, this has me so worried. Is it possible that I'm the one that disconnected? Come on, Arena, what gives? Oh, haven't seen that effect before. And I think that's the only one. Yeah, that's the only one. I think I might have been the one to DC. Yes, because the timer's not even running here, and it's that time just blinks up there. I'm able to hover. I'm able to do effects. I'm gonna close this one. I'm gonna close this one and just check it out again later. We'll see what happens here. So please stand by. Not something you want to see. You don't want to be seeing this, but let's see what's up. Possible that it was me who disconnected, and that would be so weird. I would have had there would have been some indication of that. And this would be me complaining, Arena, what gives? And okay, if it pops out like this, it's what also could happen is our opponent is the one that disconnected. I should have checked who won, who lost there, so I have no way of seeing what would have happened. But we've dallied enough long enough. Let's check the last deck. Actually, there's a way to check. But first we'll go over Mishra. So this one, you definitely want to get a lot of creatures early. Drop Mishra, start attacking. If you can get the Fire Action Dragon engine, so much the better. Lots of spells here though, so it's really about clearing the way. Yeah, but this is really an attacker's deck. And I'll select this. There is a way to check. I started with 3 wins. We are at 7, so let's see. We lost 1 Gix, we won 1 Gix. 1 Zalto. I'm trying to remember. I think we lost Ash. I think we lost Ashnod. I think, yeah, it's possible that it disconnected in our opponent's favor. Anyway, well, that is how it is. So anyway, I guess I can keep this early because our opponent's kind of ramping anyway. They do have a few ramp creatures, so this will give us the option to like snipe them if those land. Not so. Cold Steel Heart. They do also have other forms of ramping, so that is a problem for us. Yeah, we probably kept a really slow hand for this. Also, Chainer's Edict being a sorcery is not so ideal. But they're ramping into a Werewolf Pack Leader. That one I probably would. Well, I also have Fire Prophecy. That's also an option. I could, and I probably would drop it because there's a very good chance that we would not be able to Fire Prophecy the next card. So like if our opponent does Zilrota next turn, we probably just Chainer's Edict. We'll see. Most of the drops our opponent has will probably be worth nuking for. Prawn Wrangler. Okay, that's one prop. Maybe not that one. Chariated. Okay, so our opponent's still going for ramp, but they do have Double Vision. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery, copy that spell, you may choose new targets. I guess I'll drop this one first. That said, not super ideal, but then again, neither is dropping a Chainer's Edict ideal as well. At least this way we can Solemn Simulacrum, then Chainer's Edict. Not for Banneret. It's an interesting draw. So we could snipe to Valakut Awakening. Put any number of cards and draw that many cards +1. No, I guess we will target first. We'll definitely play Solemn. We want to hit our other land because we want to Chainer's Edict again. Opponent probably takes out the two smallest creatures. So opponent is super incentivized to drop another creature. And they definitely have a few. Cavalier is one of them. I am incentivized to block, even if it's tramp. Even if it has trample, I'm incentivized to block anyway because I need to minimize the damage I'm taking. Also, the card draw might be quite relevant here. Burn down the house. Like, burn down the house. Oh, it will take out both of them, actually. So we probably now this is an each turn thing, so we're probably gonna Valakut Awakening, discard the Deadly Dispute. We don't have any creatures. Only going for the Shaman, Silverback Shaman first. I guess they're trying to. Okay, then let's see. Mishra's Command. Okay, we'll just Murderous Rite. Okay, Murderous Rider is a bit awkward here because it is instant speed though. So let's see. Choose to deal X dash target creature. I'm gonna wait to see if our opponent casts another creature. They probably will. Double Vision doing double duty. Now this one is gonna be painful though. We will lose 4 life doing this. The Harvester of Souls whenever another target. Yeah, we can play that. And play this. Now we need to hold the line. Opponent only has so many creatures they can drop at any one time, so this is kind of what we're counting on. Also, ooh, they're just dropping 1 creature. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So deal damage. Pump and haste. Yeah, let's see, 1 mana left. Then deal damage. Because they're 2 targets, it doesn't quite matter. Though maybe And there we go. Huh. That's a very big murderous rider. Okay, we can call this episode now. Mishra is kind of interesting. You do need to have a lot of cards lined up. It only lined up for us because we had the double vision, but with that vision, we are able to win there. So it's nice to have Brawl again. That's for sure. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week.